Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as well as the latest from Ethereum with its updates and it just crossing $4,000 for the first time since 2021. We'll also be discussing the BRICS nations challenge the US dollar dominance as blockchain payment system is in the works. We'll be discussing this as well as historical patterns hint at when ongoing crypto bull market can end. According to this analyst, I'll be breaking down his timeline of when we're likely to see the top. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin can skyrocket by over 110% amid a more favorable backdrop, according to Fundstrat's Tom Lee. I'll be breaking down his timeline as well. We'll also be sharing Bitcoin likely reaching $250,000, which is $250,000 per this cycle, according to the Glassnode analyst, and quoting Jack Mallers, the Strike CEO, from a recent interview, I think this thing, Bitcoin, ends between $250,000 to $1 million, around the $500,000 range, sometime in 2025. And speaking of $1 million price predictions, quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, the speculative attack is just getting started. Saylor, Bukele, and the Saudis are all in. 220,000 in play, and so is $1 million. Also, in the back of this article published, flashing red warning, 33 trillion US death spiral. We're going to be breaking this down as well. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Now, happy Sat Stacking Saturday. What it do, crypto fam? Pump the likes to pump the stream. And let me know if the stream is loud, clear, smooth. Much appreciated. Shout out OG Backroad Crypto Bootleg. Scan QR, what it do? Crypto Voodoo. Tim's Crypto in the house. J4 Joseph. What up, fam? Pump it up. Bitcoin still sitting pretty at 68,500. We hit an all-time high the other day during our live podcast. That was yesterday, actually. We did a morning pod, and we smashed 70,200 on Coinbase and as high as 70,500 on some of the exchanges. So congratulations, fam. The next target, 74,000. We're looking to smash. When you think we likely smash that target, fam, let me know. Shout out Lock Sky. Good to see you, legend. What it do? Expose John. Shout out to all of the members. Squirrel Bait. Good to see you, family. Shout out to the mods. Jennifer, this one's for you. Pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up. And K-Jam as well. This one's for you. Pump, 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 pump it up. What up, Jay Ford? What up, Dirty? YouTube only notified me 4 minutes. Usually get a notification half hour before. Yeah, some people don't even get notifications, as crazy as that sounds, fam. But you guys make sure you have that bell icon hit with notifications all turned on. You should get email notification as well as notified on the tube. I'm rocking the Bukele hat today because we're going to be talking about Bukele. Jen loves that pump song. Love to hear that, Jamie. What up, man versus machine? You the best news ever. Respect. What up, JV? What up, Jamie Lopez? What it do? Pump, pump, pump it up. You guys see that Anthony Joshua knockout of Ngannou? Whoa, folded the dude. Tonight's big UFC night. O'Malley's defending his title. A lot of good fights this evening. But curious if you guys saw that knockout. Whoa, it was pretty wild. Yes, Ellen in the building. What's going on? What's happened when we hit the all-time high and Coinbase doesn't suppress the pump? I know. That was 3 times now, family. We hit an all-time high. It was 69 the first time, then 70 and 70. And ultimately, Coinbase crashes and no action can go on. And some of people's wallets gets turned to zero to freak everybody out. Now, if that's not an inside job, I don't know what is. New crypto, no crypto today? What do you mean no new crypto? Yes, we have a show live and in the flesh happening right now, family. Just welcoming everybody to the stream. We got to go to high gear here in just a moment. Fight nights, yes. I enjoy the UFC. Anyone else? And speaking of the UFC and speaking of Bitcoin still being at this price level,
60 G's, baby! It's red panty night when you sign to fight me, eh? Back at home with your wife. It's a celebration.
It's a celebration when Bitcoin hit 68 G's, fam. How long we been waiting for this?
You just shook up the world. How's that feel? Hey, I'm not surprised, mother.
Exactly. Bitcoin just shook up the world. Bukele needs to change El Salvador's constitution so it can be prime minister until voted out of office instead of being term limited. Interesting thoughts there, GG or GC, LLC, CLAS. No, we get in the news. You keep asking. Let's get right into it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to smash the subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every day, just like this. Also important to hit the like. It helps pump the stream and it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. You can see the subscribers and the Bitcoin price are pretty correlated. So I want both to hit that 100K milestone at the same time. So let's make it happen. Welcome everyone to podcast episode number 1574. I'm your host JV and today is March 9th, 2024. Yesterday, historic day. During the podcast, we did it in the AM. We hit the new coveted all-time high, entering price discovery mode, which is at roughly $70,200 on Coinbase. So that's the target. We're not far from it right now. When do you think we're likely to resume this trend towards that six-figure milestone, family, as we head into the halving, now only 35 days out? Holla at your boy in that live chat. I greatly appreciate that. But let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. You can see Bitcoin correcting, holding around 68,700 at the time of the live stream. Ether also tapped a high for the past 3 years, surpassing 4,000 just yesterday as well. It's currently correcting a bit, but maintaining above 3,900. Solana correcting it in the red, while XRP, Cardano, and AVAX all in the green. And checking out coin market cap, we're still sitting at 2.6 trillion market cap with roughly 105 billion in volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance at 51.7%, with the Ether dominance back on the decline at 18% even. Yesterday, I think it was 18.4%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours, WorldCoin leading the pack. Wow, almost now a 1.6 billion market cap. It's up 43% on the daily. Gala up 31% and Render up 19%. Below that, the Graph Maker, Axie, the Sandbox, Decentraland, Ronin, and Near Protocol. Which alts are you most bullish on for this bull run, family? Let me know. And checking out the crypto bubbles for more of a visual perspective, you can see overall the majority of the alts are doing quite well. You can say it's been a alt season with, check this out for the monthly, yo. How many coins are up over 100%? Insane. You got Floki 800%, Ajax 350%, WIF 888%. It's like, just throw the picture of a dog with a hat and it's like bada boom, bada bing to the moon. FET 440%. That's how you know it's a bull market, family. Sheeb 283%, Ajax 352%. Bonk 200%, Jasmy 300%. I mean, everything is just off the charts right now. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're back at an 84. We hit 90 a few days ago when we topped out, and then we had that $10,000 correction that same day, family, to 59. How many of you seized the moment and bought that dip? Let me know. Yesterday was an 81 and last week an 80 in extreme greed. And checking out the Bitcoin halving countdown clock, roughly 36 days out until the coveted Bitcoin halving, which occurs in the crypto sphere only every 4 years. And this is a pretty big deal. The scheduled date is April 15th, again, right around the corner. And checking the, I said Tekken. I love Tekken growing up. Checking out the time chain calendar. This is actually quite remarkable. It says, you know what I mean? The block height we're currently at. You can see a lot of data. The exchange rate in real time, sats, 1,459 to the dollar. The market cap of Bitcoin, 1.35 trillion. You can see the supplies at 19.65 million Bitcoin, which is almost or roughly 93.57% of the 21 million total supply there could ever be. Some would estimate there could be 4 to 6 million of those Bitcoins lost and gone forever, Laura. Just saying. But anyways, fam, where do you feel the Bitcoin price action is likely to take us at the time of the coveted halving event in roughly 36 days? And to the 36, shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan. But let me know, family. I greatly Appreciate that. And yeah, so let me actually check the chat. What's up, Silas? Good to see you, Jennifer. We're pumping it up over here. Always a pleasure.
Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up.
You already know, Silas. It's pretty much astrology for men. Bigger picture when it comes to TA, supply, demand. And we're going to be talking about all that as we do every show. When there is a very limited supply and a massive demand, prices go up, right? When there are more buyers than sellers, prices go up, and vice versa. Only once in 88,000 can hold 0.25 quarter Bitcoin, and it's even less because some people hold so many already. Exactly, Hazy. We got to consider Saylor himself holds close to 40,000 Bitcoin. His company holds close to 200,000 Bitcoin. He's purchasing another 700 million worth of Bitcoin. That's like one individual. You got to remember Satoshi's wallets collectively have 1.1 million Bitcoin. BlackRock already has over 200,000 Bitcoin. These other major asset managers now have hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin. The high priest of Bitcoin may have 1 million Bitcoin himself, right? The Saudis are now getting into Bitcoin. We're going to be discussing this as well. Bukele, the nation state of El Salvador, also big into Bitcoin from the nation state level and having fam in 1 month. So let all that digest and sink in. My Ishcoin's up 155%. That's good for you and good for your Ishcoin. Wishing you continued gains. 100,000 having pump incoming. Send it, Jennifer.
Look, pump it up if your game went long. When the dip hit, you just stay like King Kong.
Sovereign's buying will be huge. That's something I haven't even touched upon. You're right, John. The sovereign wealth funds such as Qatar, so much money. We're talking about trillions that they can tap into. You guys are awesome. But anyways, without further ado, let's dive into our Bitcoin TA a little bit and do a little astrology for men for you guys and gals. Here we go. Yeah, where should we start here? And shout out to Doug. He just gifted a membership of the channel. Congratulations, Anonymous. You've been blessed with the MicroStrategy membership of the channel. Welcome to the fam. So here you go. The Bitcoin whales are not in a rush to sell into the current rally that propelled Bitcoin to new all-time highs that we tapped yesterday above 70,000. The number of unique addresses holding at least 1,000 Bitcoin known as whales has risen to 2,100 addresses as of March 7th. However, this is still lower than the record 2,500 addresses reached in February 2021 when Bitcoin was trading above $46,000. The rising wallet count could also be attributed to the U.S. ETFs, which surpassed now 52.5 billion in cumulative trading volume on March 4th. The fact that the whales are not selling their Bitcoin at these levels suggests they expect the prices to rise further. The Bitcoin whales are important because the size of their trades can significantly impact the price. That's right. Now you have Julio Moreno, the head of research of on-chain intelligence firm CryptoQuant, who took note of the growth in a March 7th post on X he shared. The growth of the whale's Bitcoin holdings is going parabolic, as outlined here in this chart. Yeah, I mean, it shows you the Bitcoin 1 year change in whale holdings pretty clearly there. And further evidence of the Bitcoin whales not rushing to dump their holdings comes from several metrics measuring volumes between whales and exchanges. Glassnode data shows that transfers from exchange to whales have also gone parabolic to new record highs this month. And of course, the whales fam are the smart money. They know what's in store for Bitcoin leading into a halving and post-halving. Meanwhile, the transfer volume from the whales to the exchanges has only seen a modest uptick compared to the previous bull and bear market periods. Overall, these metrics suggest a big influx of new investors into Bitcoin and that there is little sign of profit taking by the wealthy investors despite record high Bitcoin prices. Safe to say, roughly 80% of the Bitcoin supply is currently in the hands of the long-term hodlers. So shout out to all my diamond hands. Yeah, on a fundamental level, spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US continue driving demand for BTC. The BlackRock iShares Bitcoin Trust, for example, recorded its highest daily inflows of almost 800 million on March 5th, and Bitcoin's next big target could be 92,500 based on a mix of technical, on-chain, and fundamental indicators. Notably, the Bitcoin charts recently printed a triangular formation resembling a bullish pennant, widely regarded as a bullish continuation pattern. Now, I agree. I also believe the Bitcoin is trending towards 92,500 leading into this halving. Let me know your thoughts, fam, in the live chat. Welcome, everyone just joining the stream. Pump the likes to pump the stream. Historic times we're living in, fam. Bitcoin, all-time high, price discovery. We re-entered yesterday and looking to re-enter potentially this weekend or this Monday when the markets open again.
More than 5 sats in your stack, then get it on. Had the people on my back to get a song.
You already know. But one thing you can't say, you can't call it a comeback. Bitcoin's been here for years.
Don't call it a comeback. Bitcoin's been here for years. Peer to peer, bigger suckers to fear.
Shout out Ronin Crash. What it do? JV on the 2X to catch up. Oh, snap. I must sound like the chipmunk. Alvin, Simon, and Theodore all combined into one. Good evening in the UK. Good morning or afternoon. Good afternoon, good evening. And yeah. Hey, JV and Nit. Bitcoin up only from here. You got it, Frank the Tank. For sure. This one's dedicated to anyone asking me if there's a second best.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
Asia markets on Sunday night be off the chart. We hit 70,100 yesterday on those markets. They'll drive the price higher. Good to know, Jennifer. So we can happy 420, by the way, 420 here in Puerto Rico right now. And tomorrow the clocks change for you Eastern time folks. So tomorrow, just FYI, it's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern, which is the same as here in Puerto Rico, 4 p.m. Whereas I've been doing these shows typically at 3 p.m. Eastern. So tomorrow it's going to be 1 hour later because of the time change. Just FYI, we'll be going live at 4 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Good to note. So yeah, we'll re-enter price discovery and we're going to continue trending towards 6 figures. Send it. It's a good day to have a good day. Shout out Macro Stiff Productions, Lock Sky, bro, just chilling, chillaxing, doing its thing. That's what's up. The old buy alts to get more Bitcoin strategy may be coming to an end, at least predictably, says Silas. Let's go, Lock. What up, Lock? Yo, JV, I'm looking at Puerto Rico. Rents, they're sky high. Is there a crap ton of crypto influencers out there? No. You want to know what I honestly think, Anonymous? Clearly, the prices are sky high, but it's not just a Puerto Rico phenomena. It's worldwide. It's called inflation. Property prices are going through the roof, yes, here on the island, as well as all across the nation. In fact, more than likely all across the world that is experiencing devaluation of their fiat Ponzi scheme tulip bulb currency. And we can expect more of that. That's why we need to Bitcoin, fam. That's why we Bitcoin, and that's how you unplug from the matrix. You start saving in it. And purchasing power is mathematically guaranteed to go up because your fiat purchasing power mathematically guaranteed to go down, which means rents will continue to go up. Home property values to buy will go way up, and your food will continue to go way up. Gasoline will go way up. Virtually everything is going up in fiat terms, whereas everything will go down and is going down in real time in Bitcoin terms. That's just the truth. High in Raleigh, North Carolina, too. Yeah, so it's not just here on the island, family. But of course, so you can't blame it on the maybe 2,000 to 3,000 crypto folks on the island who are, relocated here, purchasing properties. Prices in Bitcoin are falling. Exactly, Joseph. And it will continue on this trend. That's a certainty. So Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. That's why a lot of people use it as a store of value. They understand the dollar is mathematically guaranteed to continue losing purchasing power and that those rents will continue to go up. Bro, I don't know what you're talking about, batter. I speak the truth, Chico, even when I lie. A little Scarface reference there. The like button isn't smashing itself. Pump the like. Appreciate that, family. But anyways, let's continue. I got a lot of news to share with you guys today. We did the TA. Let's discuss something we don't typically dive into too often, which is technical analysis for Ethereum, considering it just hit a new milestone, smashing 4,000 for the first time in 3 years since the 2021 all-time high. So let's break this one down for you. Ether's price topped the 4,000 level for the first time since December 2021. As you can see here in the daily chart, off the charts. Ether climbed from a price of 3,800 March 8th, soaring more than 4% in the last 24 hours and 74% year to date to hit a 27-month high of 4,000 on Bitstamp, according to CoinMarketCap. Ether's price performance appears to be boosted by Ethereum's upcoming DENCON update and the possible approval of a spot Ether ETF by the US SEC. And Van de Pop shared here the next in line for a potential all-time high test is Ethereum. Why? The DENCON upgrade and potential spot ETH ETF approval. Crucial resistance is approaching, but the Bitcoin pair has barely moved. We'll likely see more strength coming from this asset. So yeah, ETH resumed its uptrend March 8th, while other top cap alts flash green and Bitcoin reclaimed 68. Ether has stayed on the path, marching steadily towards the much anticipated 4,000 psychological level as the community waited for Ethereum's network's DENCON upgrade. The DENCON upgrade, the most significant improvement to the Ethereum network since merge, aims to implement a number of Ethereum improvement proposals, including EIP 4844, which introduces proto-danksharding. Proto-danksharding is a feature which allows blockchain to use blobs, thereby simplifying the transaction process by storing some data off the blockchain, speeding up transactions and cutting costs for layer 2 chains and rollups that depend upon Ethereum. Ethereum developers have set the DENCON mainnet to go live on March 13th, which is this week, 4 days out, family. Now, another factor driving ETH's price performance is the expectation that the SEC will approve one of the several spot Ether ETF apps before it, despite the regulator delaying its decision on spot Ether apps from BlackRock and Fidelity. Market participants remain hopeful that one will be allowed soon. The financial watchdog is expected to deliver a decision on all the spot Ether ETF apps on the same day as they did with the Bitcoin ETFs on January 10th. So I'd love to know, family, do you think that we'll likely see an Ethereum ETF approved and launch, after it gets the approval by the SEC? I'd love to know your thoughts. ETF analyst James Safar believes the SEC will not take as long a process for Ether apps as it did with Bitcoin ETFs. In a post on the 7th, he shared, the only date that matters when it comes to Ether ETFs. So, drawing the success of the spot ETFs for Bitcoin since their market debut, January 11th, 2 months ago, fam. A spot Ether ETF product is expected to perform in a similar manner, allowing more capital to flow into Ethereum. Quoting them here, once the attention from Bitcoin moves away to the potential of an ETH ETF, liquidity will retrace and consolidate at the high levels, leading to price rallies for the macro outlook. And all in all, it's pretty safe to say it won't be long before the institutional investors take bigger positions in Ethereum. So there you have it, fam. Let me know yay or nay as far as if we get that approval from Mr. Gary Gensler, No Claire Gare himself, chair of the SEC. Welcome, Dankness. Sarah Al-Dali, Cybank. Never heard of that one. Where's a digital DJV? Oh, yeah, where's Dankness? He's probably just busy. He hops in here from time to time. We saw him on yesterday's stream. Shout out, Dankness. Respect. Shout out to all the mods. Exactly, Jennifer. Carl, sweep. Hope the SEC can help Ethereum and apply the Howey test as well. Now, one thing you got to consider, staking is something which, to me, in my perception of how the SEC perceives things, that's a sign of it being a security, an unregistered security, because of the staking rewards. Did not the SEC go after like Gemini, Earn, and all the yield producing crypto lenders? Did they not? They went after, I don't think they had to go after, but I know Celsius went for bankruptcy. BlockFi is no longer here, and everything that was offering yield virtually went out of business or got shut down by the SEC, unless it's decentralized finance. That's a different story for DeFi, because maybe there's no one to go after. But in the sense of exchanges and yield earning products, they went after them all and deemed them like unregistered securities, because it undermines the US dollar and putting money in the bank. Because how much yield are you getting at the bank? Virtually nothing, and you're losing 20 to 30% per year in inflation. Shout out Doug, just gifted a membership of the channel. Congratulations to Batter. You've been hooked up and blessed with a free membership. So welcome. Serge, Bukele, let's go. Pump the likes, fam. If you're just joining us, we're just getting warmed up.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Tell them. When 69, man, been there, done that. We're only 500 away. I say we recapture 69 this evening. What do you guys say? Let me know, fam. Welcome, everyone joining the stream. Let's continue. We discussed the latest Bitcoin and Ethereum TA. Let me know if you enjoyed today's Ethereum TA. Is that something you'd like to see more of or no? Holla. Now let's discuss the latest of what's happening with BRICS. The headline reads, BRICS nations challenge the US dollar dominance. Blockchain payment system is in the works. That's right. Fueling speculation about a potential paradigm shift. The Kremlin aide Yuri recently announced plans for a BRICS-led payment system based on blockchain tech. Very interesting. This move is widely seen as a push towards de-dollarization, aiming to reduce reliance on the US dollar in international transactions. He emphasized the system's goal is to be convenient for the governments, businesses, and common people to use, as well as cost-effective and free of politics, implying a clear break from the current dollar-centric system. Why don't they just adopt Bitcoin? Would be a much more strategic move, but let's continue. At the heart of the disruption lies the blockchain, a decentralized digital ledger system. Imagine a giant shared spreadsheet accessible to everyone involved in the transaction. Every entry, every payment is meticulously recorded and cryptographically secured. Preach, making tampering nearly impossible. This fosters a system brimming with transparency and eliminates the need for intermediaries, potentially streamlining the cross-border payments as well as reducing cost. The BRICS nations have long harbored a desire to loosen the grip of the US dollar on international transactions. The current system, heavily reliant on the SWIFT network, which sucks, leaves them somewhat vulnerable to US influence. A BRICS-led blockchain payment system offers them a path towards financial sovereignty. Imagine settling trades, deals directly between member states, exchanging rupees for rubles, or vice versa, all facilitated by a secure independent network. This not only reduces reliance on the dollar, but also potentially fosters closer economic ties with the bloc. Now, the initiative isn't made in a vacuum. The BRICS alliance boasts a combined population of roughly 3.5 billion. I guess that's potentially half the world's population. Wow. A powerful demographic force. Their economies collectively amount to a staggering 28.5 trillion, representing roughly 28% of the global economic pie. Additionally, BRICS nations control a significant portion of the world's energy sources, accounting for about 42% of global crude oil, and this economic and resource clout adds significant weight to their challenge on the dollar's dominance. So the road to a BRICS-powered financial revolution isn't without its potholes. First, this specifies the maintaining remaining system shrouded in secrecy. How will it integrate with existing financial institutions? What security protocols will be implemented? All great questions, family. So when we're talking about a BRICS-backed currency, what do you think it'll be backed by? Will it be backed by gold? Will it be backed by Bitcoin? What do you think their blockchain technology is going to be? Will it be the Bitcoin blockchain? Will it be some other blockchain? Let me know your thoughts. Doug says, this is how we chill from 69 till Souls of Mischief. Amen, family. Shout out, Doug. I appreciate the super. Actually, like the sideways movement with a little step up now and again. Too fast means too volatile. Good point, Martin. I think a great point was like what we just witnessed in the market. We had a hell of a February. We went up 45%, having a $20,000 candle in a month for the first time in Bitcoin history, right? And then we just, boom, corrected 10,000. But how short-lived was that? Within 24 hours, we were right back, I think, above 67, and the following day, retesting 69, then eventually breaking 70 to where we're currently at an all-time high. That is why the U.S. government is going crazy right now. They're afraid of their golden calf being done. Great point, Jennifer. The dollar's never been weaker. We're getting rid of the Fed, says Ellen. Let's go. Remember all the free money? That's why everything's expensive. Oh, and I read a statistic earlier. If you guys would have saved that $1,200 stimulus, I don't have the exact number, but it's like something like $12,000, like 10x. You're going to see a wild summer. Agreed. It's already getting wild. Sideways until Monday. There'll be higher volume for the ETF inflows. BRICS is the future, says On the Rollin'. In the end, the BRICS will adopt Bitcoin, but first they'll try their own coin. Yeah, they'll probably create a niche coin. It'll get wrecked, fail, and then they'll just embrace Bitcoin, you're saying? Or a basket of commodities and currencies from the participating nations. The dollar is going to crash. Man, yeah, 100%. It's inevitable. You can't print forever. What's the average life expectancy of fiat currency? Is it not like 100 years? And I think the dollar's probably seen its 100-year span around that time. My stimulus went straight to Bitcoin. Smart. So Surge got to benefit from that. That's what's up. Because right at the time of the whole, COVID BS, Bitcoin crashed from like 8-9 G's down to like 35. That was the bottom. So if you got your stimulus around that time, hypothetically say Bitcoin was even 5,000 and now we're sitting at 70. Whoa, that's pretty remarkable ROI there. 5, yeah. I mean, 5 times 10 is 50, so it's more than 10x. It's probably like 15, 20x. Stay strapped, says Ellen. Where's the Bit Gear, yo? Bit Gear. I do have a merch store, if that's what you're referring to. It's merch.cryptonewsalerts.net. Shout out Doug, just gifted another membership. Appreciate that, bro. On the Rollin', you've been hooked up. Thank Doug for that one. Anyone just joining the stream, pump the likes, pump the stream. Historic times. Bitcoin will crash if we don't get at least 1,000 likes today. Pretty much, that's how it works. Thank you, Crypto Son. Sir Captain James Alturcher nailed it, said March 8th begins it. So it is. We keep going higher every week. Amen. Also, stock to flow. We had a red dot printed on the stock to flow chart for the first time in a very long time since the previous cycle, which means the start of the bull cycle as of March 1st. So according to the stock to flow, which shows Bitcoin hovering between 100,000 and $1 million per coin between 2024 and 2028 halving. Welcome, Spycraft. Cheers, Crypto Sun. Let's get it. Anyways, fam, still a lot to share. Let's discuss this bull timeline. The headline reads, historical patterns hint at when ongoing crypto bull market can end. According to this analyst, we're referring to Rat Capital, who shared on X that historic Bitcoin patterns point to a bull run ending in late 2025. So yeah, quoting him here, if history repeats, the next bull market may occur 546 days after the halving. That's mid-September or mid-October 2025. As you can see here, it shows you the previous halvings. And then, how many days? The first one was 518 days. Well, here for 2019 at least. Then we had 546 days leading into 2023. So if we get 546 days, that takes us to where he's forecasting. The trader also warns that while Bitcoin is currently in a pre-halving rally based on historic patterns, Bitcoin usually abruptly dips just before the halving when miners' rewards are cut in half. The next halving expected to occur roughly April 20th. Quoting him again, Bitcoin is firmly in its pre-halving rally phase, but the pre-halving retrace phase is getting closer with each passing day. And he shares this chart here. During the current bull market, the trader predicts the dog-themed digital asset Shiba Inu will reach an all-time high again, but after a period of accumulation, as he shares here in this chart. What else does he say? He also believes that other meme coins will see big rallies during the crypto bull market cycle. Quoting him here, Floki, Doge, Sheeb, and Bonk are always going to rally hard in the bull markets. Market psychology never changes. Meme coins are always going to play an integral role in any money flow cycle. So there you have it, family. What are your thoughts on that? When do you think we hit the cycle peak? I know some are calling for 2024, being this cycle is historically different from all the previous. Some are saying, no, the 4-year cycles are still intact and we're most likely to peak in 2025. Jack Mallers believes we're going to peak in 2025. We're going to be covering that story later on. I personally have been calling for a peak in the fourth quarter of 2025. That's because all the previous cycles have shown us it's always the year preceding However, some of the things that are different this cycle, clearly institutional adoption. And the other thing, we just hit an all-time high leading into the halving for the first time in Bitcoin history. So things may be completely different. We'll soon see, but let me know your thoughts. Jay Ford, 350,000. Send it.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
Tell him, Michael. 2025 says Jay. Gala is a great hole, says Ellen. Gotta go, peeps. Have a good Saturday. Happy Sat Stacking Saturday, MJ. Cheers, fam. I like the AI coins, says Doug. Cheers. There's a guy at the library here showing how to buy Bitcoin. How dope is that? He who controls the memes controls the world. Elon Musk. Hilarious quote, cooler. June to August, just because we started early this bull run, I am open to September and October. Right on, Surge. It's catching on. People that laughed at me when I bought Bitcoin years ago are now asking me how to buy and what to do with it when they do. Right on, Jennifer. Coming full circle, right? Up and away, says Boomer Futurist. Cheers, fam. You own Gala, says Ellen. Right on.
Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up.
Bitcoin and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill.
Making fierce tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bench go boom explosion.
Welcome, everyone joining us. Pump the likes to pump the stream. And let's continue where we left off. I'm going to share with you next a $150,000 target from Tom Lee of Fundstrat. Then we'll be discussing the latest $1 million prediction from two greats. One of them, Max Keiser, the other, Jack Mallers, two gentlemen I highly respect. So let's start here with this 150,000 target from Fundstrat. The founder and head of research at Fundstrat, Tom Lee, doubles down on a prediction that Bitcoin can hit six figures. Lee says in an interview on CNBC that Bitcoin could appreciate by around 119% within a period of less than 2 years. According to the Fundstrat exec, a number of factors are aligning to push Bitcoin to greater heights. Quoting him here from this interview, I think that sometime in the next 12 to 18 months, Bitcoin can be over 150,000, but that's because the backdrop for Bitcoin is so much more favorable today. We've got more visible demand from the spot ETF, and we know the supply dynamic is improving with the halving coming up, which is less than 1 month away. It does help that the Fed is becoming dovish. There's easier monetary policy. And I think from a regulatory perspective, we have so many hammers dropped in the past 12 months, really 18 months, that unless it is going to be worse over the next 2 years, Bitcoin's already faced sort of the peak of regulatory backlash. Looking closer at the Bitcoin inflows, Lee says Bitcoin is currently witnessing a supply-demand imbalance. Quoting him again from the interview, we saw it with the spot Bitcoin ETF inflows. BlackRock seeing almost 800 million in inflows. So I think as long as there is strong spot demand and there aren't eager sellers, you don't have a market that's out of balance. That there's too much demand for Bitcoin and not enough supply created through the block reward. And to watch the video interview he did entitled Bitcoin Can Top 150,000 in the next 12 to 18 months, check the show notes below the video in the description and let me know your thoughts on his 150,000 target for this cycle peak. I think that's very possible. And shout out to the mascot in the back. He's in the upside down cow position. That's a buy signal, by the way. That virtually means we have about a 90% chance of pumping to $80,000 this week when he does that particular yoga pose. Not financial advice, just saying. I'm long again, yo. Profits at 70,000, says J Powell. Right on. Appreciate it, sir. Says smash them likes and subscribe. Every subscription counts. Helps us get towards our goal. And look, he's stretching now. That means when he puts his paws up even higher, he's more bullish. That means 90,000 now in play. Wow, 92,000 in play. You see that? Just extended it. Look at that. The right paw, bro. It's all in the right paw. We're going to pump it up.
You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up.
Much respect, Fairgrounds. I appreciate that.
Broke, have a talk, we smoked them like a bomb.
Pepe has done great, says Ellen. Let's correct but conservative, says John. That's right. We always do. I mean, we just tapped 70 and we corrected, and now we're climbing again. Little correction. Look at that paw, though, just straight up. I've never seen him this bullish. I think it's safe to say 100,000 in play. What are your thoughts? Thanks to the mascot. JV's favorite song. Pretty much.
Oh yeah, we heard Kramer report that. Thank you. He said sale, we bought more bags, still we got a sword back.
Hodl forever, my man. Love and pats for Nipsey, I know. Gave us the ultimate bull signal. I'm dyslexic. I don't know my right from my left, says J-Pal. I kind of figured that already. You guys are awesome. Anyways, family, now let's dive into our featured story of the day. I want to discuss Bitcoin reaching 250,000 this cycle, very likely, according to Glassnode analysts, but I'm also going to be sharing with you as a bonus the latest from Jack Mallers, the Strike CEO, as well as the High Priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser. They predict Bitcoin soaring as high as $1 million. And I want to break both their predictions down for you. But let's start with this 250,000, very modest $250,000 price prediction for this cycle. Send it. Here you go. According to Check, the Bitcoin network entered a bull market distribution phase after the US Bitcoin test from BlackRock and Fidelity officially went live January 11th. That means that the high conviction hodlers who kept coins for over 155 days are starting to sell their assets at a profit, a trend that normally helps identify the Bitcoin cycle tops. At both the start of 2017 and in 2021, entry into this phase has followed by massive run-ups as well, beyond previous all-time highs within a few months to a year. However, thanks to massive persistent inflows coming from the Bitcoin ETFs, the analyst believes the bull cycle will last much longer. Quoting him here, for Bitcoin, it's going to really be about the passive flows now. I want to have exposure. It's X% of my portfolio. I don't really care about what the number is. All I really care about is give me that 1% allocation. We all know that's modest there, by the way. I've heard BlackRock recommend, this was like 1 or 2 years ago in one of their research reports they published, their preferred recommendation for Bitcoin allocation in a portfolio is like 84.9%. Just let that sink in for a minute, fam, considering they have roughly 10 trillion in assets under management. But anyways, regarding the $250,000 price prediction, quoting him again, I do think that the last cycle was truncated because of GBTC. I think we went up too far, too fast. The structure I am seeing in this uptrend is very, very robust. That's right, family. So what are your thoughts on a $250,000 Bitcoin price for this cycle? Quick shout out to Papa Powell, who wrote, my buddy works at Sphere 3D. The Bitcoin miner says big things are a-coming. They mined record Bitcoin in December before the pump. Worth looking into, fam. Greatly appreciate. He says, $Annie. Well, I appreciate that, super family. Love and respect. Now back to our bullishness. I promise you a prediction from Mallers. He was recently interviewed. And by the way, if you did not see his presentation he gave at Bitcoin Madeira for the Bitcoin Atlantis event over in Portugal, highly recommend it. One of the best presentations of Bitcoin I've ever seen, jam-packed into 30 minutes. It breaks down how Satoshi created his own version of time to invent Bitcoin and why it can never be replicated, and why a lot of ish coins such as Solana can never be a form of money. All mathematically backed, scientifically type stuff. Very phenomenal presentation. But he was also just recently interviewed on Bloomberg, and quoting him here, I think this thing ends, referring to Bitcoin, between $250,000 to $1 million per coin, around the $500,000 range, sometime in 2025. So he's ultimately predicting that in the year 2025, we hit the cycle peak, which is next year, and that we're going to be somewhere between $250,000 and $1 million with an average of roughly $500,000, hence why he says the $500,000 range. Now, JV, myself, I've been calling my prediction here virtually every day on the pod, saying my bear scenario is 222,000 for the cycle peak, with my bull scenario 500,000. So I get very giddy like a child when I see other influencers I greatly admire and respect calling for as high as $1 million next year for the cycle peak. What are your thoughts on his prediction, family? And now quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, the speculative attack is just getting started. Saylor, Bukele, and the Saudis are all in. $220,000 Bitcoin in play, and so is 1 million. Pretty much right in alignment with Jack Mallers. And here's what he's referring to here. 100, the Arab God candle is incoming. I told you so. And if you missed the memo, this was just shared 2 days ago. Westerners do not comprehend the amount of wealth that's about to flow into Bitcoin. The ETFs will pale in comparison. And it's a video clip, very short, only 7 seconds. Bukele shared it. I know I retweeted it. I know Max retweeted it. And so did the rest of the crypto world. But it's the Saudis. I think it's like the Prince of the UAE, that Middle Eastern spot with all the money, and shaking hands with Bukele, and Bukele saying congratulations, and Max is alluding to I told you so, because he's been calling that the Saudis and the Middle East are going to be making a big announcement of adopting Bitcoin, you know what I mean? And even Edward Snowden, we discussed this on the channel, the whistleblower, he announced roughly a week ago that there has been a nation secretly buying Bitcoin, and they're going to be making a big announcement this year. So could it be the UAE, the Saudi money? Could it be Qatar Sovereign Wealth Fund? And what are your thoughts on all the speculation with Mr. 100, someone buying vast amounts of Bitcoin? Some are saying that could be Jeff Bezos. Some are saying it could be the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Qatar. But what we do know, big moves are being made right now, live and in the flesh. Now, here's that presentation that Jack Mallers gave. He shared it. I retweeted it, and I highly encourage you to watch it. It already got 625,000 views. And here's what he wrote. Bitcoin 101, Satoshi's innovation, understanding why and how Satoshi used proof of work to crack the code that unlocked the best money in human history. Gold is stuck in the ground. Bitcoin is stuck in the future. And he makes a great point there, because gold we can call relatively scarce, but only Bitcoin has a finite limited supply and has true scarcity, unlike any form of money that come before it. So if they want to unleash more gold into the market to suppress the price, all they got to do is invest more money into digging it out of the ground, which is a great point. He also talks about how Satoshi didn't refer to the blockchain. He had a different name for it altogether, which is the time chain, which is another interesting concept, and how he reverse engineered time in these 10-minute blocks, and just the invention behind Bitcoin. He breaks it down so brilliantly. So I just highly recommend, fam, check out Jack Mallers in that interview. And also in the show notes, I'll include all the resources from everything we discuss here today, so you can dive even deeper and get a further education. You know what I mean? Welcome, Silas. He says, it's JV's mama buying all the Bitcoin. That's hilarious. Let's go Bit, says HK. Yex, better to ride for a nice raise and sell and the convert into Bitcoin, says Ellen. Everyone in profit, unless they didn't hold and sold at a loss. No hodler is in the end. I have ETH staked. ETH has been very, very good for me. Allah candle, send it. I am all in 100x because I know there is no retracements. Let's and get no gaps to fill. The reason for the dump, won't Mid-East countries just put into their own ETFs? Yeah, so expect game theory to continue. I mean, if I was a Middle Eastern country, you're right. They probably have their own financial products. Why support BlackRock? Unless BlackRock owns them some way, somehow, but I doubt it. I don't know, though. We know the U.S. government and BlackRock, some would say, are one and the same. But we all know, actually, we're on the tube, so I better be careful about what I say here. With options trading coming in, there is no guess on how big we will go. That's right. So what if the Saudis make the big announcement, let's hypothetically say later this month, and they say, hey, yeah, we purchased, I don't know, just going to make up a number. We purchased 11 billion worth of Bitcoin for our nation, or for our sovereign wealth fund. And maybe they say we have plans of purchasing 5% of the Bitcoin supply and buying 1 million Bitcoin, 5x the supply of MicroStrategy. What if, right? BlackRock already has 200,000 Bitcoin. What if they're like, yo, we don't want to be left behind. They already have a 200,000 Bitcoin head start. Let's get in the game. That's the game theory playing out. You also got to consider, yeah, we got 11 spot ETFs approved in the US, but what about the ones coming from El Salvador, from Bukele? What about the ones that are going to be launched out of Hong Kong, right? The Asian markets clearly have some big money. The total addressable market, some speculate, is over $700 trillion, right? The crypto market cap is a modest, humble $2.5 trillion. So you run the math. Where's all this money going to park itself? Well, what's the greatest performing asset of all time? You already know. Smash the likes. I appreciate that. Pump the likes to pump the stream, family. BlackRock and Coinbase do not control price action. There's no market makers in Bitcoin, says J Powell. Yeah, just you, J Powell. You create the policy for the US dollar, which determines which way Bitcoin is going to go. Yeah, Saudi Aramco will probably be buying with their extra cash. Oh, that's right. That's the largest oil company in the world out of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Where do you think that Anthony Joshua fight was just out of with Ngannou? The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They be putting on all the biggest events. The big money. I assume in 2 years, oil will be trapped in Bitcoin or traded in Bitcoin for sure. For sure. Hit the like button. I think it's already happening behind the scenes. It's just not official, meaning they haven't come out and announced it. Why? They don't want to buy at $250,000 per coin. I think they like it at this price. However, information leaks. Max has been blowing the whistle on this for a while. I've probably had at least a half a dozen podcasts talking about either Qatar or the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia adopting Bitcoin because Max has the insights. He knows, right? He's privy to this information because he is the lead Bitcoin senior analyst for Bukele in El Salvador. And El Salvador met up with some of these princes in the Middle East back in September, including the Prince of Qatar, the Emir. And this was all documented. It was just kind of under the radar. We've covered that. You saw the jet, and the Qatar jet was just recently at the Madeira location of the conference in Portugal, right? And now again, we got confirmation March 7th, 2 days ago. More princes meeting up with Bukele, being congratulated. What do you think they're talking about, right? What do you think Saylor is discussing with Jeff Bezos, the world's richest man, on paper? They're clearly not talking about the second best. What if the largest marketplace on the planet, Amazon, were to start accepting Bitcoin payments? Retail would go through the roof. What if they incentivized it like, yo, pay with Bitcoin, ladies and gents? We'll give you a 3% discount, just making it a no-brainer. What if, right? Just saying, man. This could very easily go to $1 million to cycle, right? Anything is possible is my point. What do you think? MicroStrategy will hit 15, 25,000 post-halving. What? Are you talking about MicroStrategy stock there? Snowden said there's one country accumulated. Exactly. We touched upon that. What do you think that one country is? Probably one of those Middle Eastern countries. But what if it's a totally different country, not even on our radar, and they're all kind of like the 5-minute mile? How'd the story go? It was like no one in the world has ever achieved it. No one believed it was possible. One man did it, and then it switched the belief that others can do it, and then all of a sudden everyone started doing it. Not everyone, but a lot of people. It became like, you know what I mean? Not so rare because people started to believe. So what if that effect is happening right now with Bitcoin adoption? Many nations around the world are adopting it. Sovereign wealth funds are. There has to be stuff going on behind the scenes. They can't just be looking at the price and not be in the game. I don't believe that. What do you guys think? So many variables. All good, says Tom. Russia uses Bitcoin, says Ellen. Smart. Not giving Amazon my biddies. Smart. But think of all the people who are only operating in the Bitcoin ecosystem, like a Jack Mullers. He says he doesn't use fiat. He doesn't believe in it. More power to him. Super cycle, massive. Imagine it's Germany or Switzerland. Whoa. Or what if Brazil, the largest population country in South America, I think they have over 200 million. What if Argentina, 40 million? What if Canada, eh? Mr. 100 is Russia? I don't know. Anything is possible. Switzerland, all in, right? Mr. 100, I don't know, man. It starts with the belief first, that's for sure. Exactly. Super cycle massive, Damien says. You guys agree? Microsoft, I just look at the founder of Microsoft is the biggest enemy of mankind. I think you guys all know his name. So I like that hat. You should have wore it with that gray shirt you had last time. Thank you. Be honest, it's just a hot day. And so I rock the jerseys when I'm feeling extra hot. Hey from Canada, shout out Shemi Coins. We cannot give out Bitcoin, guys. Don't sell. But I mean, you can though. I hope to be Mr. One Bitcoin buy, capital gains taxes for your popsicle.
Can't short your dork, we can't afford that. Wait for the pump to come, we should have bought that.
Yeah, man. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. Pump the likes to pump the stream. Greatly appreciated. See FDNY boo the F out of Letitia James the other day in Brooklyn. I didn't see that, BM. They're all coming. The question is, when's the supply shock? Another great question. Right now, there's only 900 Bitcoin being mined per day. And the demand from BlackRock exceeds 10,000 Bitcoin per day just from one institution. And the daily supply gets chopped in half in 1 month. So there's only going to be 450 available a day. So BlackRock's buying up 20x the available supply. One institution, 20x the available supply. Absolutely going to be a supply shock and a demand shock. Send it.
Yeah. To 0, they really thought that. Again.
It's a super cycle. We will have bear market again after this cycle. Well, it all depends. Nobody really knows. According to Michael Saylor, he believes we're just going to have a 10-year bull run, meaning no bear, overall, big picture, 10-year run. And I believe he's right, because when you zoom out, Bitcoin's already been on a 5, 10, 15-year bull run. It just is all perspective, right? Sometimes we get lost in, a 2-week time frame. Oh my God, Bitcoin corrected in these 2 weeks. But it's like, zoom out monthly, yearly, 6 years, 12 years. See the bigger picture. Bitcoin will continue eating at the US dollar just as it has since inception. Doesn't it take GPU to mine? So wouldn't NVIDIA go up alongside with Bitcoin? If that's what they're using to mine Bitcoin, yes. I don't know. I'm not a miner. But good thought there, Stacks. Good question. What will happen to the market if, who's that? Stushi suddenly opens his wallets. Oh, Satoshi. And not withdraws all the Bitcoin in the wallets? Well, first and foremost, I don't think those Bitcoin will ever move. But it's a good thought to think about. Anything can happen. What would happen, hypothetically, if Satoshi moved 1.1 million Bitcoin? I think everyone would be on red alert watching that wallet, right? But obviously, Satoshi's identity can never be shared. It would defeat the whole purpose of how he intelligently created Bitcoin without any attack vectors, right? So I don't think it'll ever move because Satoshi would never want to identify himself or cause attention. And I don't think Satoshi did it, obviously, to benefit from the money, the form of money we call Bitcoin. I think he created it as a gift to humankind. What are your thoughts on that? That's why I think they'll always be dormant, even if he was still alive. And there's also the other theories. What if he is no longer alive? What if it's impossible for those coins to move because no one has access to them, including Satoshi? Some good thoughts to ponder. Does anyone mine Pi? What's your thoughts, says Remy. I think Satoshi is dead, says Grant. My grandchildren will get my biddies. Nice, bud. 75,000 next week. Send it. Christian, what it do? Wait till the exchanges run out of Bitcoin precisely. Supply shock family. Destiny. 69, says Scan. We right on the cusp. What about that guy that has the driver's license? He worked on Bitcoin but says he isn't Satoshi. That's hilarious. That's actually my most viewed video on X. I uploaded that, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and it got a ton of views and retweets. It's the most funniest video ever because he's like, I'm not Satoshi. Well, I am Satoshi. It's my name, but I did not invent Bitcoin. I don't be in question. What if he is a fake person? Of course. because there's no other Satoshi Nakamoto's by name in the world, just that one guy who is clearly not Satoshi. Or what if he is and fooled us all? I don't know nothing about the Bitcoins. I think we'll find out who he or Satoshi is after he passes, if he ever does. Right on. Watching from Carmichael. Cheers, Dante, Reyes, and Dan. We are all Satoshi, precisely. Dan Pena says it's the CIA. Well, no, Dan Pena said it was Russia, did he not? If you knew who Satoshi is, you'd sell that shit. It's going to zero. Dan Pena is hilarious, but very well misleading you, or just that incompetent. I don't know. I like to think he's just misleading you and is probably paid to misguide people. What are your thoughts? Well, Satoshi could be Elon Musk or the CEO of Chainlink, says Ellen. Satoshi has diamond hands. I would have sold some. NSA, says Kendall. Well, the NSA is a government organization, so if that is true, well, here's the thing. Two different ideas. So the NSA hypothetically made up Satoshi out of, say, many individuals and created it. And I'm not doing any sort of witchcraft here, family, or alchemy. There's a gnat, and I don't want it to fly into my mouth. And it gets way too close for comfort, if you know what I mean. I've swallowed those damn gnats on my stream before and don't want to swallow this thing again. I don't know why it's attracted to my mouth. It wants to get inside for some reason. And I'm like, no. So move. I don't even, you probably can't see it on the screen, so I just look like a crazy person right now. But anyways, back to my thoughts. So yeah, so if the NSA did create Bitcoin, I think if they did create it, which they very well could have, they don't have access to Satoshi's wallet. If they did, they would have already tried to destroy Bitcoin or crash it some way, somehow, in my opinion. Now, the other theory, some of you say, well, it was created by the NSA, so they have access to the keys and they're going to use it to destroy Bitcoin. No, Bitcoin is the biggest threat to the central banking cartel. If they had the option to destroy Bitcoin, they would have a very long time ago. The truth is, the more you attack it, the stronger it gets, the stronger the network gets. Now I want to read your thoughts. Satoshi used C++, and so does Starlink, Chainlink, Tesla, and all Elon Biz uses C++. Good insights there, Ellen. Thank you. The worst part about the NSA or government owning Bitcoin is that now they could track and trace all the wallets, all the IDs, but the value is still not fungible in control, says Callie. Cheers, Shemi. I appreciate you sending your first super ever, helping to support the stream, fam. Respect. Could chips in the body be used to control people's use of Bitcoin? Really out there question. I don't know. I'm curious. Here's one thing I will say. Do not put the chip in you. If you do, no one can save you. One thing you don't want in your body is a chip. I don't care what superpowers they're going to promise you. Don't believe them, family. Anyone trying to microchip humanity just may be the Antichrist. I will leave it at that. C++ is common. Perhaps Satoshi was hired by digital coin people. They wanted smart forms, contracts, and tokens. Skybook. 69,000 on Kronos. Crypto.com, that is. 9 million Bitcoins are locked and considered lost, so roughly 12 to 13 million available. Whoa. That's crazy to ponder. I'm going to give you guys an option. Past couple of days, we converted the pod into a pump watch. Typically, I do the Q&A a little longer, and then we end the YouTube stream, and we just continue with the uncensored version on Rumble. Do you guys want to do it that way, how we typically do it, or do you want me to keep this stream up and we just keep going and we convert it into a pump watch? Now, the only thing is we're not in the green yet today. However, things can flip in a New York minute. In Bitcoin, anything is possible, right? So let me know either way. I'm down either way. What's your zodiac? JV's Aquarius and a boar in Chinese astrology, which is a pig. 1983. Keep it going, says Anonymous. Now, do note the Rumble stream will continue either way, because whatever I do on YouTube, I do on Rumble. But the regular routine, when we're not pumping near all-time highs, I would typically end the YouTube stream and force everyone to go to Rumble to help support us on Rumble. And that's where we have the uncensored version of the show. So your options are, we do that, we have the uncensored version of the show real quick, or we just keep this stream pumping all evening, and I convert, not all evening, but for a few hours. We see what the price action does. Pump watch, Rumble, pump, seems pretty divided, okay. Pump says 211. Look at Nipsey getting under the sheets. Put up a poll. Well, I'd just like to ask you guys in the chat. Aquarius as well, Jennifer. That's what's up. We do have 600 people here, which is nice. If you guys would like to see the pump watch, we just keep the chart up. Keep it pumping. Volume is down. No pump today. Might not see a pump till Sunday night. We don't know. So it's up to you guys. There you go, Ellen. Water sign, stay on the tube. What's your birthday? Feb 11th. That's why I always rock the 11 jerseys. No pump happening. Rumble, says Carrie. When's everyone's zodiac sign? Pump it up. Watch it up. Stay on the tube a bit more. We did a low volume pump yesterday. That is true, Jennifer. So it just goes to show you, while it's common, high volume, we're more likely to get a pump. We can still pump with low volume. Bitcoin does what it wants. It's not in a box, right? No one tells it what to do. I was born the 28th, according to GGG. I'm going to be rich. Nice. Capricorns run the stock market, says Stacks. Pump it up, pump it up. Pump it up. Well, let's take a look at the charts then. Yeah, I'll just keep the stream running. I'm thinking 3 more hours. We'll just keep it running. We'll see what we do. We may go back in the green. We may not. We may not start pumping again till tomorrow. But considering you guys want to see the pump, I got you. Let's open up TradingView. Give me a second. Switch this baby out. Now, there's a new indicator that Dylan Leclerc created, and it's called the cumulative ETF volume. That's the one you see in the blue on the bottom, which is kind of cool. But I'm actually going to minimize that one. Let's see here. So we can get a bigger chart. There we go. So right here, you're looking at the 1 minute. We're going to zoom out and check out we'll start from the weekly and work our way in. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 impressive green candles with itty bitty red in between. But virtually, we've been going up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row. Impressive gains. And I think we're likely to continue, have a strong close Sunday evening. What are your thoughts? Zooming in on the daily chart, very lit.
You can call me 3AC cause I'm blowing it up. Short squeeze, more please, yeah, it's going to pump.
You already know. And now we'll check out one of my favorite charts, always the 4 hour. Wow. We have a target sitting at roughly 72 and some lower targets as well if we continue dumping. But I don't see us ever going below 50 ever again. What are your thoughts, fam? What's your hash rate? Michael Anthony, remember you can hold forever and all assets can get overbought, then do a correction which dips. Doesn't matter how much you pump and people are selling to buy other assets while we correct. What is the definition of a parabolic run? That's a good question. How much of a run do we need to go to define parabolic? I don't know. Maybe we can Google it. I honestly don't know. I would consider parabolic like maybe a God candle, a $10,000 run, but not necessarily have to be on a daily chart. It can just be over time. I don't know. But some would maybe not consider parabolic unless maybe here's a way I feel comfortable using it. In February, Bitcoin had a parabolic run because we went up insane, 45%-ish for the month of February, which is historically a more bearish month. And that was a $20,000 candle for the first time in Bitcoin history. And think about this. It took Bitcoin from the Genesis block of 2009 to 2017 in December, which is 8 years to achieve a 20,000 US dollar price value. And we just achieved that last month, a $20,000 gain, which since the inception of Bitcoin again took 7 years to achieve. Mind-boggling, right? So eventually we're going to have a candle for the month that's bigger than the current price action, right? That's when we go really parabolic. So there you go. It's linear on a log scale. Thank you, Joseph. Lots of cliffs at the end of that chart, right? Overnight, 500,000, send it. If Bitcoin goes parabolic, Coinbase will go paralytic. Pretty much. We'll check out the 1 hour. 1 hour. Some targets here too. I think we have a 71,200 bullish pennant target on the 1 hour chart. And yeah, the other one takes us off the cliff. And zooming in a little more, go to the 15-minute. Whoa, a lot of targets. The blue one, all the way at the top, is 77,200. Whoa. But look how flat we have been. Been trading flat today. We'll go to the 5-minute. A lot of action here. I kind of like this chart. A lot of targets. Purple, 69,000, triple bottom target. 69,244 double bottom target, and a 68,986, practically a 69 target. A lot of targets here on this chart. Bitcoin currently at 68,538. This is the Coinbase price, FYI. Here's the digital price on BitGo. Bitcoin's down 600 on the day, which is nothing. Once we start ripping, man, watch out. 100,000 before the halving, 240 plus after the halving. Send it. 510 or 20x with the ETF demand. What's most realistic multiplier with the macro conditions, says Richard. Word. Keiser candle incoming. Let's go. Saudi money, fam. It's a coming. Ellen, I don't know why you said that. No close. What do you? Oh, close. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. No pain, no change for Coinbase. I bought some Trump too. 5 targets is kind of no target. We have been flat for the last 24 hours since we hit 70. I think the Asian markets will liven up the candles. Gonna be burning the jet fuel tomorrow into Monday. Right on, Jennifer. Appreciate the insights. No, I wear the same shirt like Michael Saylor. Nice.
Drop foot, but it's still not slowing it up. I can't wait till the Fed starts showing its love.
Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up.
Pump it up.
Overpowering over the competition. It's towering, mining non-stop when I
For the heavyweight championship of the world.
drop these blocks that'll make you call the cops.
Are you ready?
Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever be a bear.
And Steve Jobs will get a large correction following the halving, or the baby bears delusional. Richard asks. 200x multiplier off. Wow, 200x multiplier. No supply left. Price going to 1.2 mil per coin. Write it down, JV. I got it right here, fam. I got you. Raza predicting 1.2 million per coin. 200x multiplier. Whoa. JV, how high up is the firmament? That's a great question. I will not discuss on YouTube. Let's have that conversation on an exclusive Rumble sometime. BGKO. What's that stand for, Adam?
merchandise. Bitch, I'm paying the price.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world.
Bitcoin's gonna knock you out. Satoshi's here knock you out. Bitcoin's gonna knock you out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Satoshi's here knock you out.
let's get ready to rumble!
Bitcoin's gonna knock you out. Satoshi's here knock you out.
Richard, 500,000 Bitcoin, September 2025, most likely scenario. Now we're talking. Send it right in alignment with my prediction, fam. I'm going to go barrect some Bitcoin ribs. Oh, barbecue. As I watch the pump. Nice, Sandman. Appreciate that. Hodlers go nuts because it is hard to still do nothing. Exactly. That's funny how that is, right? About 400,000 feet is the... I think we'll get a correction, says Ellen. Let's soon see. Crypto surge. Like, who is buying all the altcoins when Bitcoin pumps? Apparently a ton of people. BlackRock might go ETF global. 425,000 by 2025. Send it, Jay Ford. I love it. That's why the rockets never passed 350,000. Oh, 1,000 feet. Whoa. Good to know, Jay Powell. Yes, I did. Someone wrote barbecue, and I'm so used to saying barek. My apologies. Good to see you, though, bro. How you doing? Where does all the money go when it dumps? I know. Where does the money move into is a great question. Because if it's going out of the crypto ecosystem, like, where do people put it? Like, that's not a good look. Like, what's the advantage of that? I could understand maybe if someone firmly believes, let's say, Bitcoin's going to correct drastically, and then they move it into a stable coin to keep it in the crypto ecosystem and to avoid whatever potential tax, you know what I mean, occurrences. However, to just completely, say, go from Bitcoin to USD becomes a taxable event, and then out of the crypto ecosystem, where do you put that money? Do you put it in stocks? Do you put it in gold? Do you put it in the bank? Do you put it under your mattress? It's a good question. I'm concerned by the US dollar crash. JB, thanks for your response. You're welcome, fam. What up, fam? 3GFX. I think we're all concerned, Ellen, but I'm less concerned knowing there's Bitcoin. I'd have great concern if Bitcoin didn't exist and we all knew the dollar was going to crash and there was no way to, you know what I mean, have perfect money. There's a YouTube video of a rocket hitting a firmament at 73 miles. I've seen it. Facts. Global debt over 350 trillion is major reason we buy Bitcoin, says Leroy. Judge gold. Yeah, I guess gold would be if Bitcoin didn't exist because there'd be no other option. We know gold will probably maintain its value, but it's not going to do what Bitcoin's capable of doing and what Bitcoin has been doing. What's tax? Exactly, Jay Powell. It goes into stable coins, or 10% of the people who sold your coins for prices before dumps. 90% of the people lose money in crypto. Makes sense to me, Adam. Do you think the Winklevoss twins correct the market cap of gold will be ledgered into Bitcoin? Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. The smart money will go into Bitcoin from gold, and Bitcoin will surpass gold's market cap, hands down. Question is by what year? And I think by that time, Bitcoin will have to be at least 500,000 per Bitcoin, potentially already 1 million. Winklevoss twins made the case for a $500,000 Bitcoin when they published that piece. That must have been 2017 or 2018, where they made the 500,000 prediction by the time Bitcoin surpasses the gold market cap, which was probably roughly 12 trillion. At that time, it's probably even higher now as they add more gold into, you know, the supply every year. You only lose if you sell, precisely. I wish I would get paid in Bitcoin. You can get paid in Bitcoin, family, just as many of the athletes do. Jim Cramer just tweeted 70,000 top and said to sell and come back in 2 years. Oh my God, did he really, Bobby? Everyone go troll Cramer in the comments because it's fun. If you wish to get paid in Bitcoin, just buy Bitcoin your entire paycheck. Exactly, Anonymous. So hypothetically, let's say you made $500 a week. You can take that. Let's hypothetically say your bills are $250 a week. Take the remaining $250 and just buy some Bitcoin or buy as much as you want. How tall are the twins? 8'2". BlackRock can manipulate the Bitcoin market when it holds massive amounts. Crypto Crow, Jason is over 7 feet tall. Wow. Make me look like a midget. What's Cardano? Exactly. Look at the 4-hour chart run at 70,000 is parabolic. Let's check out the 4-hour. Inverse Kramer strikes again. Always. There you go. Here's the 4-hour family. Crash gold. 5,000. Bitcoin is like Dr. Manhattan.
Bitcoin's gonna knock you out. Satoshi's there knock you out.
For the heavyweight championship of the world.
Don't you call this a pyramidal scam? Bitcoin's gonna rock this land.
Are you ready?
It's gonna take this itty bitty world by storm. Only blockchain formed.
Nah, this hat I found, I think it was Bukele2024.com, or you can just search Google Bukele merch, and you should be able to find it in all the colors. And now they got the new ones, which probably says 2029, as he is now the president. He just won the re-election. So get the new 2029 one. I don't have this one in my store, but I do have a lot of other merch options as far as Bitcoin hats, tank tops, hoodies, t-shirts, mouse pads, phone cases, you name it. It's merch.cryptonewsalerts.net. Kramer getting paid in the corn. All trust would be lost if the asset created their clients' portfolios. The inverse Trojan horse, says Richard. Welcome to the stream, fam. What did Krim say now? I mean, that guy never stops. It couldn't be any more clear. His objective, crash Bitcoin, suppress the price, obey his handlers, appease them. Nice hat, man. He is the most awesome president. Agree, Hugo. Gold up 10%. The whole world stands up and cheers. We're up that this week. Exactly. Bitcoin goes up 10% in 24 hours, yo. Bitcoin forming a giant 3-year cup and handle formation. Very bullish indeed. Nice. Let's check out the 1-minute chart. Zoom. You can see not too long ago we had that big red candle, which took us back down. Not much. Actually, it's a tiny candle, $100. Just looks big because it's a 1 minute. You guys want to see the 1 second candle? Yeah. This is the 1 second. Javier needs to adopt Bitcoin and begin coke mining Bitcoin. What up, facts? Crypto News AI demonstrates amazing energy. Thank you, Leroy. I bet you can't even tell I'm an AI today. Hours, we can go up 10%. Exactly. Minutes, seconds. It's going up forever, Laura. Yeah, so the second chart is pretty funny. Check out the 3 minute. A lot of targets here too. El Salvador has volcanoes. Argentina has coca. Oh my God. 0 fees via Vite plus MEXC, says Skybook. Jose, the deadly Kramer candle. Is that when he tweeted? Did he just make that tweet? Literally? Don't Cry for Me, Argentina was opera. That's right, Leroy.
Just with a private key, you can be boundless. Watch me hash this block in full.
Let's go.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers.
Wall Street is fraud, America is fraud, the world is fraud, banks are fraud, central banks are fraud. We live in an era of fraud.
Anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
This is a technology, it's a computing language, and I can build an app on it.
Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
It's all based on fraud, and they get a percentage of the fraud. That's the business model. Just
We've been in a rising wedge since the drop after 70,000. Aliens are secretly mining Bitcoin using 90 volcanoes under the ice sheet. Bitcoin is actually forming a reverse waterfall pendant. Kramer creamed by the corn. It happens, yo.
The largest corporate fine at the time.
suggest that there is any moral or ethical aspect to anything that's going on now is to be completely naive about the fact that we live in an era dominated by financial
Crypto
terror.
gang, crypto gang, big gang, alt gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain, whoa.
I'm not selling. Now after the Bitcoin Miami conference last week, and El Salvador making Bitcoin legal tender.
I don't really ever buy stocks, man. Nope. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man.
$13 billion, that's billion. For selling that securitized mortgage loan.
Terrorists, jihadis of banking.
Chew them up like bubble gum. Just made a meal with my pocket change.
I got so inspired I had to go write this one.
Ruining people's lives, taking their homes.
Criminals, drug traffickers.
Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang.
Yeah, Jesus came in and he turned that money table over.
Anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
Crossed the line on banks, yeah, they got some soldiers.
Criminals, drug traffickers.
Carrying that damn cross on his shoulders.
Anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
Crypto gang, crypto gang, big gang, alt gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain, whoa.
Within a week, you know his life was over. Who's Satoshi? Those who claim to be composers.
I don't really ever buy stocks, man. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man.
They're here to kill you and themselves. They don't care because they're trained at madrasas called Princeton, Harvard, and Yale. They believe in an ideology, not the Quran, but Adam Smith.
You say you didn't know.
Chew them up like bubble gum. Just made a meal with my pocket change.
Cyber Hornets got a plan B for the culture.
Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang.
Oh, that money printing is corrosive.
That they completely misread and interpret as something to justify their blowing themselves up.
Then they prop that GDP up with explosives.
Ethereum pays for my rent. Bitcoin pays for the vent.
Okay, bro, you were the CEO. Come on.
The cost of terrorism is cheap. 9/11 only cost $500,000. The ability to borrow money and take over a company by Warren Buffett
I'm
is
so done with these stupid cycles. Real equity without being stifled.
Litecoin pays for the jets. Bitcoin cash for the rest.
Look in the mirror.
Traffickers.
You were a bad.
Spend 30 racks on an ICO. What coin did you buy? I forgot, yo.
Voting with my wealth is my reprisal. And Gretchen's look at me in survival. Titles.
Drug traffickers.
zero. He's borrowing money at zero. He's taking all those jobs away. He's creating economic destruction.
Bitcoin Top 100 Rich List from 3rd of June 2011. Here's a little video I made of the top 100.
Just got started last night, bro. And I'm already hooked like a pipe, though.
Death to the old, how it goes. Victim's life is called revival.
Anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals, drug traffickers.
As you can see, it's they're all anonymous.
This is fantastic. This is the new Forbes fortune list, isn't it? These are the Bitcoin fortunes. And notice, yes, all numbers. It's pure anonymous.
Flipping a coin, making it grow, taking it slow, letting it go. Cash flow's growing, it's incredible to watch it flow. Stacking the cash, taking it home, making it fast. I'm on a roll. Little bit mo's all I ask for the bubble though.
Title. Death to the old.
Anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
And this is the biggest story of this decade going forward, is the transition from from the old way of doing business around the world to the Bitcoin way of doing business.
Currently learning about a new type of currency, burning the dollar down like an emergency.
Financial terrorism, and that's the era that we live in today.
Listen, my friends have been urging me, coins have been surging, we're earning like surgeons.
How it goes, bring the life is called revival.
20 times of cocaine. Now that's what I call trafficking.
Doing business, which is purely anonymous, and this is the great achievement of the global insurrection against banker occupation. Bitcoin is the currency of the resistance.
Diamond hands and laser eyes. I cross all these different tribes. We're so early, that's for surely. I don't even care about price.
We on a mission, man.
Bitcoin
Maniac. Act like you don't really know about it. Stop that. Bitcoin blowing up like a bomb. Step back. Used to be a couple $100. Should've copped that.
Let me know if you're enjoying the mix, fam. Bitcoin's pumping. 68,574 in play. Let's go. Welcome everyone joining the stream. Pump the likes, pump the stream. DJ JV in the building on the ones and twos. Focus, man. I'm feeling it. Sometimes you gotta do what you feel, and then the price just pumps.
Look at all these enterprises. Now they want it while it's ripe. Still they need approval, trying to get a slice.
Blew up on the scene from the mind of a brainiac. Back in 2009, where the miners at? Silk Road, baby, it's gotta be anonymous. Satoshi blew up, now we on the map.
I see Jack the World is help abroad. Bitcoin hit it, save on Salvador.
On a boat you owe. Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
Top 100 rich list.
Crypto gang, Ether gang, big gang, alt gang, light gang, cash gang, blockchain, whoa.
3rd of June 2011.
I don't really ever buy stocks, man. Haters wanna say I'm in a bum, 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 in a